Hi all, it's Ben here at Stafford Station Engage again. So this time I focused on doing the road bridge and this Clasp building, which is a kind of dilapidated 70s building on a prototype, and this surrounding area as well. It's taken me a while to do. I sort of kind of thought I'd get all these both done in a month, but I think it's been almost 2 months to do in work. I'll just give you an overview of both projects. So the bridge, I've done quite a lot of weathering on the top of the road surface as well. I'm trying to get a distinctive hexagon feature here, or half hexagon feature. Just a view of it, how it fits into the Lichfield station. So it's basically on a hill where Lichfield goes back onto the road. So what I'll do is take you to my previous self, and I'll go through the build. Cheers. On the intro running session, you might have also noticed that I've got these new wagons, IHA wagons, built in France. Just give you a pan of those metal wagons. Prototypically they wouldn't probably go through at Lichfield, but apparently I think they go from Wolverhampton, which is not too far away. Anyway, I've decided to purchase these. I think they look quite good. I haven't weathered them yet, which will probably be my next job to do. Do get quite filthy these, so there'll be quite a lot of brake dust on them. Starting now on the build of the Burton road bridge, which I've got on the Apple Maps here. It's like a 2-lane bridge coming up from the station, which is there. Let's go through a few pictures. So as you can see, it's got this quite interesting half hexagonal design with this sort of buttressing that sort of sticks out again. And then it's got this slightly different design with this overbridge for the siding here, which is no longer in use. So it's going to be an interesting build, this one. So you've got basically a brick bottom and a concrete casing here. Yeah, that's where the siding is. And then on the top you've got some quite interesting patina of the road markings and these traffic lights, which is very unusual for a bridge actually. So I'll probably model those as well, and the zonal markings as well. Be interesting. Yeah, just another view of it there from the distance. So as you guessed it, I've done a plan, side elevation drawing. So this is the side elevation, and I've also marked it on the track. So you know, I've got the main 4 tracks there. So I've got the gap there. So there's no sort of problem with that being too narrow for this central span. Also sort of measured where the siding would be, and that's the platform, and also where the embankments go as well, and some of the bits where the wood will go to make the embankment. So it's 9mm into 20mm blocks making up the embankment there. I've also done a plan as well, which I'm not sure if it fits on the camera, but I did a sort of plan on the track itself just to see where the rails go, and the bridge where it fits into the side as well, and also with this building here. So I kind of did a rubbing on the track though, just to see where the track went, just to make sure I got the clearances right. So from that I've made a basic carcass, So I've tried to get this angling right here. It's quite difficult because you've got the angle like that and you've got an angle there as well, so just getting the angles so they work together really. Took quite a lot of filing to get this angle here, and I had to actually create another front here. So that's just the basic carcass anyway. And then you've got an angle on these sides as well, just to basically match the design of the bridge. I've also got a top as well to do. This is the base of the top, so I'll go in the base of this like that, and then on top of that I will create the curve of the hump there on top. That's probably why you've got, well, that is why I've got this lower down, so the hump sort of starts to lower at each side like that. Yeah, so also cut the pieces for the left and right as well, just to indicate that. Got 4 of those. So just press on now with getting the rest of the carcass done, and also some of the mud facing as well, so I'm going to do some additional facing here just to capture the detailing here and the brickwork obviously. So just doing these arches, well, this detail here that I've put on the front, trying to get this curved effect here. Basically just had to sort of file it basically to get it as good as possible as per the prototype. So now I'm just doing the other side. I'm just marking up the dimensions there, and then just marking up to the actual item there, because there has been some slight slippage, you know, in terms of measuring, because you always like gain extra ½ mil here and there and stuff. So I'm just making sure that this measures up to the here. So I'll just put that on. Just using a file now to cut these round parts out here. So I kind of marked up there for the next one, and I've got this file. I'm not sure it's clear now, but it's actually got like a roundness there and a round on the bottom, so I can then just rub this. So I've done those 3 already. So we'll continue with that. Just doing this archway now in Tinkercad, ready for 3D printing. So using the standard curves on Tinkercad, eventually you can get this. And also these little blocks, you can do like 4, slightly angle them, and then copy paste into the 4, and so on, and you copy paste until you get your total. I put the brick facing on now. Just give you a view of that. So it's a bit like marquetry in a sense, because I had to actually cut these out and put them in on the bottoms as well. Just give you a view of that. Plus I've done the shoulders and on the top there as well. Just give you a view of the other side. So just putting it in situ, just to show how it looks. From this side. So I will have an embankment that side and an embankment this side as well, and to a lesser extent an embankment on the other side there, which will go into the pallet factory area there. Starting now on doing the brick painting now, so I've masked off the concrete lintel area there on the road, and also we'll be painting the brick on one of the ramps. So I'll be painting the basic brick area there and try and get some of these texture effects, like a little bit more of the red there, and eventually doing some of the weathering effects here, like these white areas here. I've actually bought a new airbrush as well for some of the more refined details. This one here, which I believe is a Gallery Mobius 1.2mm tip, so that'll be interesting to use. I'll just be starting with a basic airbrush though, so I'll be getting on with that. So I've done a very basic dark to mid-grey render there. So what I do now is just mix in some brick colours. So I've got this Real Match dark brick, and I've got the light brick as well. So I can just kind of roughly render some of these patchy areas here with the airbrush, where you can just sort of see the remains of the old red brick through the grey. Yeah, get on with that next. Just going back over it now with some darker grey, just to tone it in a bit now. I've already done the other side. Looks a lot lighter actually than it actually is there. It's the iPhone for you. I've got like a sort of a gradient of different colours there. You got the grey and the brick reds together. Yeah, so I'll continue with a bit more weathering. Just trying to get some of these weathering effects you can see with these little areas here, which is based off the effects here. So I'll just continue that. Just got to be very careful with this, easy to overdo it. So I'll just continue with that for a bit. less is more, I think. Yeah, just that. I'll just continue with the other side. So I've masked off the concrete part, and I've actually done a base coat in rail match concrete. So now I just want to do some textures. So just using the pictures. So like this one, trying to get some of this quite heavy weathering. So I'm starting with a mixture of the concrete and a kind of brown colour to start with, just to get some of the differences in variation in tone there. Right, so I made a start on that, I'll just continue with that. So I applied that texture there, just give you an indicator there. So I've mixed up some 147 with the concrete now, because I want to just get some of this other kind of whitish tone underneath the bridge here. You can see there's like a grey whitey colour, so we'll do that now. The angle actually with the camera. See that there, I've got some white on it. I said white, it's a very light grey, the 147. So I'll just continue that now, apply that now. So I've applied the light grey mixed with the concrete, and as per the picture, I'm just trying to get that effect of that weather effect anyway that's underneath. The other side as well. Right, I'll probably continue with some more tones and get that finished. Right, that's the paint job done. Trying to recreate a lot of the weathering there. The other side, slightly different. So on with the road surface now, and I've masked up these re-tarmacked areas here. Basically to do a darker grey. I've already done a base coat of 164 on it already. So basically like this really, where you've got these areas here. Not like that. Done the main road weathering, just give you a view of that. So try to get the texture of the pavements. Also try to capture the fact that the left road here is a bit more modernised, as in it's been re-tarmacked, and the right one is kind of a bit rougher, a bit like that really. So try and get that as well, just to make it a bit more interesting. I've done the markings now, like on the bridge. Just give you a view of those, including the traffic light zone there, including the waiting area. Yet to 3D print the traffic lights themselves. At the moment I'm just doing the embankment now with the foam, just to pack it out. I did try to use this again, but to be honest it's a bit useless. I just decided to just hack it away with scissors and a knife. Just found it far easier, just to shape really. So the next bit to do will be the mod rock, the plaster, and I'll put that on next. Another thing, in order for me to clean the track, I've designed it so the bridge section can be removed. I've glued that section on, and so it sort of slots into this, which is stuck down. The bridge now done. Got the trees in and the static grass, and I've used some of that foliage from Woodland Scenics to wrap around the fence as well, which creates these hedges which are on the prototype, and I thought I'd have a go. Quite interesting, it seems to work anyway. I haven't done the embankment for this bit yet because I'm not sure how high I want this yet. I'm going to have a huge factory here, and I know it's raised to a certain degree, but I don't know yet. I'll cross that bridge when I come to do that. I'll just give you a overall view of that. So just starting now on this structure, which is near the bridge, and it's at the top of the hill. Hill you can see there is going past it, going up. So what it is, it's one of these 1950s or 60s Clasp prefabricated structures, which are pretty notorious for being used by British Rail and the councils as well. Probably the most notorious example is Oxford, where it kind of leaked apparently really badly, the station, and I think it was demolished in about 1992. Yeah, so that was quite a bad example. This is definitely, I think, of that style. So I think what this is kind of a warehouse, judging by this goods entrance here. And it was actually quite hard to judge the actual height because it's actually on a slope here as well. The trouble with some of these photos is great, yeah, you can get a nice widescreen, but it does distort what you're taking sometimes, and it can be quite misleading. So yeah, as you can see, it's disused and it's quite badly boarded up at the moment. Some nice graffiti there. So this is round the back, obviously boarded up still, and you can see how high it is here because you've got this door here. So that's the windows, they're obviously above a door here. So, you know, a door is probably at least, 6 foot to get someone in, usually higher. So what I've done is done a usual elevation drawing of the sides, trying to get an idea of how it works with the slope. So it's quite deep there at this end, and then I've got to integrate the slope of the road going up past it. Just rubbing out marks, just trying to get it right. I've got this kind of tower on because it's actually got a door in it here, and I did it too small, so I had to do at least 12mm for a man to get in the door there. So that was so another consideration was how to construct it, because as you can see, it's got a lot of glazing, and the usual way of constructing is to do a wall, put holes in it and put the glazing in behind. But because there's so much glazing, I've decided to use the glazing as the structure. So I've got the glazing there as the carcass on the bottom. So that's the main carcass. And then I've also done the outbuilding as well, which is all boarded up windows, so I'll go on the back like that. So what I want to do now is go to Tinkercard and print off these windows here, and also the brick bottoms here as well. So I'll probably print them off and then cut the brick facing on as well after. Right, I've got some more structure done. Got the 3D printed windows done and the brick facing. It's quite difficult actually meshing the bottom brick facing with the 3D printed elements because they're actually this shape. Just getting them aligned. Plus I've done the corners there. I've got to put a little 3D printed window in there. Done the tower as well. And then the back of it, got that little door there, and then that's the bit where the back fits on like that, the outbuilding. Yeah, just ready to paint it now. Painted up the building. I've used aerial photos off Google Earth just to get an idea of the patina of the weathering on the roof and the wear. And I've painted up the windows. I've also done the grouting for the surface as well from here. The next thing to do is to do this slope which goes up here. So it goes probably highest is to here, so I need to cut some MDF to do this slope next. Just to do a view from that side, and then along this side there will be some vegetation, probably where the old back of the platform was, where the rail line used to go at the back, and then this bit in front will just be concreted. Scene complete. Got the Armco in there and got the fencing on, which are 3D printed. I was going to use I think a ratio engorge fence, but the angle would have looked odd, so I actually 3D printed an angled one. I'm quite pleased with the result there actually. I just popped it up on the back with a bit of plastic card. It's got the graffiti there. Yeah, so that's the bridge and the Clasp building scene. View from this side. I think the prototype has a lot more trees in this section, but I didn't want that to obliterate the view of the building plus the view of the bridge from afar. So jumbo trees are going to get in the way a bit, so I want to kind of keep them to a bit of a minimum. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the build and the running sessions. What I'm next probably going to focus on is doing this pallet company here. So there's quite a big building here and a big pallet yard here as well. So I'll be focusing on that probably next. And then after that, probably the ballast in. And then after that, probably the catenary as well, so that should be interesting as well, because the catenary at Lichfield is quite interesting. You've got quite a lot of distinctive different types of catenary. It's not just your standard 1950s modernisation type. You've got all sorts of different types, so that should be quite interesting on the future video. So I'll see you next time. Again, thanks for watching. Cheers.